Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 2 Remastered. This is guys 115 speaking, and you know what? Let me take a picture of the first enemy we encounter in the Tibetan Foothills. This impressive looking eagle. I'm not sure what would be the best angle. Oh, okay, there we go. That question has answered itself very quickly. Also want to capture the sun in this shot. Okay, and I want to capture the majesty of its enormous wingspan. Ah, there we go. This will be enough. And now, on to originals. Actually, I think they did a pretty good job in the originals as well. There we go, the mighty eagle is down. So let me now, without interruptions, officially welcome you to Tibetan Foothills. We have entered a new chapter of the game, the penultimate one. And we have essentially crossed the halfway point of Tomb Raider 2, right? We're gonna essentially approach 2/3 real quickly. And what's more, this also marks the point when we cross the 50% threshold of all the achievements in the Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 and expansion packs trilogy. Just wanted to celebrate the fact that we crossed this milestone. We are halfway through to mastering everything. In this level we are gonna get our hands on all 3 secrets, we are gonna get our hands on all 31 goodies, we are also gonna kill this level's 33 enemies, and we are also gonna unlock 4 achievements, and also make progress towards one of the achievements that's gonna cover the entire Tibetan chapter, and that's Tibetan Osteopathy, which asks us to trigger falling icicles. Similar to the dropping props in the Opera House, these will be falling down from the ceiling and can instantly kill Lara, or if you get a bit more lucky, just shave off some health. But of course the challenge is to trigger all of them and not get hit, right? They are going to be in this level and then in the final 2 Tibet levels, and you will on screen see what our progress is as we wrap up each level, okay? So that's something we're going to keep a track of. An exciting bit of news, we are also gonna see a new vehicle in this level. However, due to one bloody achievement called eco-friendly, we're not gonna get to enjoy that vehicle whatsoever. I'm gonna fix that in our time trial and New Game Plus, but here for the achievement hunting let's play of the normal difficulty, alas, I'm gonna show you how to beat the entire level without using the vehicle, with one minor exception. Okay, so as it pertains to the very first achievement of the level, it is right around the corner. Who's the cat and who's the mouse? So this one essentially asks you to get here. You need to shoot this, you can't jump through it. And now kill the snow leopard. But let's take a picture before we finish the job. You know what? No, I'm gonna do it later. There's gonna be a better opportunity with more light. So there we go. Find the hidden snow leopard. Very easy, not particularly hidden. It kind of naturally draws your eyes towards this direction simply because the boulders are in the way. I think retro achievements did it way better. They essentially ask you to jump over these boulders without moving to the sides and unlock an achievement, which I think is far more interesting than this, but there you have it, okay? So I just must not forget to take a picture of a snow leopard in a much brighter area than what we've seen here. Now it's time for yet another achievement whose name I completely forgot, but you can see on screen. Essentially, whichever part of these 4 tiles will touch will end up breaking all 4 of them, but we need to do this via breaking them with our back and still making it across safely. So we'll need to make a backflip, then slide down, and then make a mid-air roll jump to grab the ladder over here, okay? So this achievement actually fairly nicely prepares you for grabbing a ladder from a mid-air roll jump, which I do appreciate. So first of all, backflip, and now let Lara slide somewhat and grab. Okay, so it's not enough just to break the barrier with your back, you also need to survive. That is a very important footnote, but I think this is a fun challenge. It seems a bit random, but like I said, it prepares you for a challenge in one of the final stages of the game. And there we go, Tibetan Osteopathy. Oh, so this is the name of this achievement. I thought it's the one with the icicles. My apologies. Okay. Well, we've done it anyway, so Lara received the back massage. Oh no. Well, that was just... those bloody things. I hate them so much. I was hoping we could do this without using a med pack, but now I have no such ambition. And where are you, stupid chicken? God damn it. Doesn't this just make you angry? I mean, I could have used the photo mode to peek around the corner to see what's there, but I just didn't realize the eagles are gonna give us this much trouble. Now the camera does a good job of drawing your attention here. By the way, don't worry, there is just a shallow pool of water, nothing happens here. The trick to triggering all these 3 icicles and not get hit is essentially just stick to the left side. And there you go, you're safe. They do not cover the entire square, just like the prop drops in Opera House. It's a similar principle, although the timing is a bit different. By the way, I'm counting all the icicles as breakable objects, as well as the ice barriers. I just think it's more interesting that way, okay? Oh, by the way, something I haven't talked about, but I'm absolutely going to show you in the time trial, is that you do not need to engage with this large abyss whatsoever. As soon as you emerge here, you can make a jump over to this pile of snow, and from here, you can make a jump onto this ledge over here. It's a bit of a tricky jump, you need to be very accurate and press action at the last moment, but you will have crossed this large crevice without engaging with this entire area. It's a great time-saving device, and on the yonder, beyond the horizon, is our reward, okay? But I'm gonna show you the intended way in this normal difficulty playthrough, okay? By the way, this is optional, detour, but we'll get a sneak peek of this level's first secret, a stone dragon behind the iron bars over here. I don't know why I really like this, so it's just something to keep in mind once we cross the large chasm. Now, there we go, and let's be real careful, for there'll be more icicles here. And there is one especially vicious, which can be tricky to trigger safely. Okay, that's 2. That's 3. And this one is kind of a nightmare, because the moment you press on that square, Lara will slow down, wading through shallow water. But there we go, we just barely brushed the corner, and that's the way to do it. So we have already triggered 7 icicles, there is 1 more icicles, I think there are 8 in this level that we need to keep in mind. Again, they're kind of impossible to miss, the challenge just comes from triggering them intentionally and surviving, rather than, you know, not finding them in the first place. Okay, now soon we should hear another eagle. Oh, there it is in the distance. Now if it would just want to come closer, or we could always employ our M16. Yeah, just a bit of a revenge for what the previous bastard did to us. I have no mercy with these guys. Okay, and easy to miss because of the textures, but there's a large medpack here. Now, my ambitions of doing a no medpacks run absolutely crumbled, because there's so many elements completely outside of your control which can mess this up. But it's okay, I feel a burden lifting, in a sense. Okie dokie, let's get our Uzis out, because we will encounter new enemies. They're not here yet, but they are there now. So, let me introduce you to Bartoli's new and improved henchmen, also coming in various colors. Just like the henchmen wielding batons or wrenches or anything like that, they do carry the same weapon. It seems to be an automatic pistol with a laser sight. I really like what they did with it. I kind of wonder which one I should take a picture of, but this guy is next to a snow scooter. This is too good to pass by, and we can also see the blood splatters. I mean, come on. There we go. Again, not a huge difference. They did look pretty great already in the original. They make the funniest dying sounds. I hope you get to hear them from this distance, but I'm gonna remain here behind cover. Okay, we took a bullet, that's fine. I cannot tell you how many times as a kid I was repeating hahoo, giga after these guys. It was so much fun. For whatever reason. Now thankfully they do drop some supplies, and in case you're wondering, no, there is nothing on the roof of this hut. The interesting stuff is going on the inside. There are 3 bundles of pickups and an important lever which will unlock the final part of the level. And we can see some skis on the side. That is really cute. This is what they look like in the original. Yeah, pretty close transition. So, this is essentially where we need to get. Majority of the level will be spent just getting our hands on the hut key. I am not aware of any glitch that would enable us to get there or anything like that. Now, to the right side over here is this level's first secret. We already got a sneak peek from the other side of the chasm. So there we go. And now, before we even touch the scooter, and I'm gonna go over the controls, I would essentially like to save the game here. Because of the eco-friendly achievement, we need to beat the entire level without even touching this thing, meaning we need a save to go back to unless we want to repeat the entire level, okay? So that's the reason. But after showing you the controls, I'm also gonna show you how to unlock this level's scooter-specific achievement, which asks us to do a particularly challenging stunt. I think it's gonna take me roughly 25 attempts before I'll be successful. Anywho, let's see how this will go. Oh, and by the way, we can finally overwrite our No Fish Soup Today playthrough save file. We're no longer gonna need it, thank goodness. Now you can absolutely press the action key to sort of let Lara step in onto the snow scooter. You can also transition into the same animation from a jump. And one thing I want to show you is if you carry a flare and get onto the snow scooter, like this, Lara will actually end up dropping the flare and you cannot draw a new flare. I'm pressing the flare key and nothing happens. So this is a difference from the boat where we could use a flare freely. However, there's never gonna be a need to do that in Tibetan Foothills level, okay? Now, quite naturally, if you want to move around, just use the D-pad for going forward, going backwards, and you can also turn Lara left and right. This will nudge her forward somewhat, as you can see, okay? Also, if you have a forward-going momentum, release forward and just, let's say, turn left, there's some of that leftover momentum still pushing her forward. That's something you need to keep in mind when realigning her, okay? Now, something that many people don't know is that you can also hold the walk key, and if you do, Lara will go very slowly, forwards, backwards. However, this will prevent her from turning left or right. See, nothing's happening now because I'm holding the walk key. However, the moment I release it, she turns, okay? So walk key just gives you tighter control if you need some of that precision movement. That's one thing. Furthermore, probably the final thing I need to show you is that if you move forward and crash into something, Lara will not take damage, okay? Also, if you hold the walk key and move forward and crash into something, Lara will not take damage. However, if you use the action key, Lara will speed up and end up taking damage. So there's a bit of a risk involved with speeding up using the action key, just like with the boat in Venice, okay? It's the same gist. Furthermore, you can look freely when you're on the snow scooter, however this is made very slow. And finally, in case you need to get out of it, just hold the jump key and choose left or right, okay? It doesn't really matter which direction you choose, both are eligible, just like with the boat in Venice. And that's essentially it, so you got the controls mastered. By the way, I love the fact that the remasters added the side lights onto the scooter, whereas the original had no not side lights, it's side mirrors. The original had no such thing, and they finally added them, which just makes perfect sense, right? Okay, but I love how the wheels are animated when moving. It's really cute how they twist and turn in the snow, leaving a bit of a pebbles in the back. It was really cute, but this is just superior. Now, one thing I also want to show you very briefly, and it was a huge pain point for me back in the original game, is that you can drive over enemies and kill them. However, in the original Tomb Raider 2, this would not yield a kill. So I had to dismount and kill all enemies manually using our guns. Well, I'm happy to report that in the remasters, this is finally not the case, and if you drive over an enemy, he will die and it will get counted in the statistics. So let me show you. We have 7 kills, and around the corner is very conveniently placed Bartoli's henchman, whom we're gonna ruin his day. Haha, there we go. And now we will see 8 kills. So I'm so incredibly happy to report this has been fixed. Again, along with the explosive kills glitch in the original Tomb Raider 2, where upon blowing enemies up you would actually get awarded more kills than you should. I'm so happy this is fixed and our kill statistics are now accurate. So let's see what's around the corner whilst we're hanging around with a snow scooter. And there is essentially a giant park in which you can play and learn its controls, okay? So the challenge for this area really is just to get over there. Normally you'd have to dismount, access this tunnel over here, and move at least one of these blocks out of the way so that you have a clean passage for your snow scooter to get from this ramp. However, there is an achievement you now see on top of the screen which asks us to make it and squeeze in with the snow scooter through this gap without moving these blocks. And my friends, whilst this is a well-known speedrunner technique, I am not a speedrunner and I have so much trouble with this, okay? Last time it took me 17 attempts. When I did it on a Good Old Games version, when I did it on PS5, it was roughly 25 attempts. It takes a lot, okay? And what I cannot recommend enough is when we make it here to save. But let me show you first. Ooh, let's make it over this abyss. You will take some minor damage if you decide to use the speed up function, but there is a better way actually. Let me show you that. And you can essentially just aim to this corner and you will have just skipped large part of this park, okay? But let me also show you the intended one. So let's make it over the hill over here, because there are a series of jumps. I just wouldn't want to skip this. It's a lot of fun. Using the walk key when making a sharp turn here can help. And there we go. Okay. Oh no, I just noticed a huge spider going on behind the screen now that I'm recording, and I'm an arachnophobe. Okay, I need to overcome my fears. Lara, are you ready to do this? Guys, I think it is at this point where I would really recommend saving. Of course, I'm not gonna do that, right? Because I want to keep our saves count to minimum. But let's see and play the montage how many attempts it's gonna take me to unlock this bloody achievement. Lara, I'm counting on you, girl. Well, apparently more attempts than one. If you fall with a snow scooter from any considerable height, this is what will happen. There'll be an explosion, the handle, the side mirrors, everything will be gone. Even in the original, the handle would disappear from the snow scooter, and Lara ends up underneath the rubble. Poor girl, with her back broken status essentially. Rest in pieces, Lara. We will never ever forget you. Anyway, on to the montage. Well, we pulled that off way quicker than I expected, even had a bit of an explosive finish at the end. So you get the gist of it. It is fairly tricky, but you can make it easy for yourself if you just save the game before making the final ramp jump, which I refuse to do, as well as touch the snow scooter at all due to the bloody eco-friendly achievement. Instead, from now on, I'm gonna show you how to tackle the entire level on foot. Oh, and by the way, I played the Skidoo theme for you, but unless you get on the scooter physically, you will not hear it in-game. Another reason why this achievement annoys me so much. Not to get to hear Skidoo, it's absolutely unforgivable. And there's another track which is also tied to you getting on top of a different kind of snow scooter later on in the level, which is so incredibly cool, and again, you will not get to hear it because of this achievement. But again, I will play it for you, don't you worry. By the way, should you ride over this guy in a snow scooter, make sure to dismount and pick up the shotgun shells, okay? Very, very easy to miss. And yeah, so essentially the entire rest of the level is just gonna be a much slower affair without the scooter, although I've gotta say much easier in my opinion, because rather than facing the unpredictability of snow scooters' movements, we face the predictability of Lara's movements, and we do not have to engage with those movable blocks whatsoever. Now around the corner over here, I think we'll get a good opportunity to take a screenshot of two snow leopards, because this is a sort of much brighter area, and you know what, I want to make them look fierce if that's even possible, but from this angle, you know what, it's a bit goofy, but there we go, let's do this. They look so morose in the original. Oh, it's hilarious. Well, another endangered species we're gonna make away with. This is what Lara does, okay? To be fair, I feel most of us would do it in self-defense, but I guess most of us would not even find ourselves in these situations. So, without the snow scooter, your best bet is always, when it comes to pits like these, find the highest point and aim for the closest point, okay? I know that one is lower, but it's too far away. Instead, you choose this highest point and try to make a diagonal grabbing jump of that closest ledge, okay? And then press the action key. Try to do it as late as possible, as this will increase Lara's overall trajectory, okay? That's a neat trick to keep in mind, and something I explained already in Lara's home tutorial in Tomb Raider 1. And now, oh, this is interesting. Essentially, this level, even with a snow scooter, constantly makes you dismounted to do all sorts of things, which I'm not a big fan of. I would love maybe just an uninterrupted 5-minute segment of pure snow scooting action, but alas, it wasn't meant to be, because there is a locked gate around the corner over there, which we need to open via a lever using the ladder up here, okay? So you would have to dismount anyway. Once you engage with the lever, you will essentially spawn the appearance of two Bartoli's henchmen. And by the way, these guys, as you might have noticed, probably you didn't see much of a difference when switching to Uzis for them, but that's because they have some sort of body armor. They are incredibly tough. They can even withstand a grenade, okay? As opposed to Bartoli's henchmen in the Wreck of Maria Doria and in Venice and so on. Now, let me get M16. Lara already takes aim, which is very good. That's one down, and from this distance, let's take care of another one. I really want to minimize the damage I take. Okay, hopefully this is not a slippery slope. Oh, thank God. Wasn't sure for a while. So we recovered some of the ammo we just used, which always is a pleasant surprise when we see that. And again, a pit, although this one is particularly easy to make without a snow scooter, why not add a bit of a flourish? And let's see what this gentleman has dropped. Ah, there we go, just a small med pack. Yeah, that reminds me, we'll have to use one. I'm pretty sure, unless we'll get extremely lucky. But there is a new type of enemy we have not encountered yet, a particular type of Bartoli's henchman that, oh boy, oh, I'm terrified. But such cool music is tied to them. Oh, I'm looking forward just because of that. Okay, this gentleman is down. By the way, I don't know why, this large cavern reminds me of Tomb Raider Underworld. The icy passages with the large swinging hammers, if you know what I mean. It seems like this is sort of a prototype of what they pulled off in that game. I know it's really not, but it just makes me think of that. Okay, another one will peer around the corner. Let's take him down. I'm using M16, all just in the efforts to reduce the damage we'll take, okay? But we're not all that successful, are we? Now these guys are your perfect targets for just driving over with a snow scooter because they drop nothing, okay? And now we get to a really large central area. I remember Lara making a mid-air jump with a snow scooter being used as a promotional material back before the release of Tomb Raider Remasters, just demonstrating what the photo mode could do. And we were all just putting theories of how that would work when seeing the screenshot. And it's also a good opportunity to just admire the gorgeous skybox. I mean, just look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And this is what was an original, just a bit of a suggestion of hills in the distance. To be fair, without the photo mode, you would never see the darkness. So it would look something like this. It was sufficient, I guess. But this is just, I mean, there's no comparison. This is so much better. Crispy. Oh, one thing I haven't talked about, Lara's cheeks. It's cold. Oh, look at her, poor girl. She's freezing. I mean, she only has a bomber jacket, which, by the way, this jacket made me want to get a bomber jacket in real life. And I'm happy I finally got my hands on an overpriced thing like that a couple of years back. Okay, but her legs are bare. Oof, must be tough. But yeah, her cheeks are now rosy and red. More so than in any of the other locations, because it's so cold. I just find it to be a cute detail. One detail which I really wish they would add would be essentially Lara leaving footprints in the snow. Okay? Now, it's tricky. These guys can corner you and you can fall down if you're not careful, okay? They only spawn when you pick up the second secret. Now, in order to overcome this, because jumping across is not an option, that's not within Lara's capabilities, we need to take the lower path, which actually is gonna reward us with kills, if you consider that sort of thing a reward, but also a couple of grenades. Yay, grenades are fun. Whoa. Well, we made a short work of those. That was a well-timed backflip, Lara. Thank you for cooperating with me. And the grenades are over here, right? So just a neat reward to make it worth your time, even if you're using the scooter. Actually, using the scooter will make traversing this a bit more confusing when you're supposed to be here and when not, just by the virtue of you not having to at all. And what we see here is a tunnel, but this will serve as a bit of a way back, okay? From the inside. We'll find ourselves there soon enough. First of all, let's climb up onto the other side of this crevice with the ominous music playing. I think the same one is also used throughout Tomb Raider 3 to really good effect, I think. Alrighty, and now we will trigger a bit of an avalanche. I'm really looking forward to this. It's a bit trickier and you need to be careful when doing it on foot, of course. There we go. And you can now essentially make a jump over there. However, I'm thinking you would miss out on this key over here, okay? However, also this key is purely optional, but you know what? I'm gonna show you the intended way through the level, but also do my best to show you a shortcut. I also want to trigger the boulder over there. We need to step on this tile for that to happen. There we go. The entire avalanche is triggered. It's a lot of fun to actually do this and avoid those boulders when using a snow scooter, just FYI. Okay, and you know what? Maybe if we go here, we can make it one bit lower. No, okay, I'm not gonna risk it. Immediately hold action. Sometimes Lara, despite the fact that she's trying to hold on, will just not grab this lever. I don't know why. It happens consistently during these drag and drop challenges with a gap in the middle. And there we go. What we got our hands on is a so-called drawbridge key, which is gonna allow us to trigger another avalanche, which is gonna break a frozen lake and allow us to get our hands on the hut key, finally. But like I said, this is purely optional, because in that area you'll be able to make a jump for which you will not even need to engage with the drawbridge. Now, there is a henchman over here, but he's not particularly keen on getting out. So let's motivate him somewhat. Nice, no damage. And you know what? Let's also break these. They're all breakable objects, come on. Ah, so satisfying. And now for the final icicles of this level, they're right above a switch. So yeah, just hug the edge of that square, it should be sufficient. There we go. And now this should look very familiar. This is the tunnel I showed you from the other side, adjacent to the ladder we just climbed up, okay, with the ominous music playing. So it was a brief detour just to get our hands on the drawbridge key. like I said, it's made perhaps a bit more annoying in case you're using a snow scooter because you have to get down, but you don't have to. I'm also going to show you a way of how to progress the level without it, and it's, again, something we're going to make great use of in our time trial. It was a lot of fun practicing for the time trials and pulling that off in the PS4 version of the game. Again, make sure to run off the higher part of this tile so that you'll have a better chance of grabbing this one. Thankfully, this is not slippery, okay? So you're good, you have crossed the ravine. And also, if you've been paying attention, there is also a mysterious tunnel over here. Whatever could it mean? Well, that will also serve as a way back without a snow scooter, interestingly enough. It's on the left, but we don't need to engage with it now because we haven't yet picked up our prize from here, and that's the hut key, okay? With the skis and supplies and a lever. Right around us is said drawbridge. So, you can engage with it, but you don't have to. Let's first extend it. There we go, lovely. And this way, you'll be able to use, assuming you arrived on a scooter, you can go up the ramp like this and go up and trigger an avalanche as the really adorable... Oops, wrong button. As the really adorable warning sign here says. I don't know why, I just love this so much. They pretty much took the entire texture and just upscaled it. And yeah, it's a bit of a warning, and this will change the scenery, and all these boulders that will come crashing down will actually end up breaking this frozen lake with the hut key, okay? It's the only way to get to it. You cannot really shoot it down or anything like that. It is pretty damn tantalizing and frustrating. If, however, you do not want to engage with the draw key whatsoever, well, there is a very handy ledge just like this. And now, let's just make a running jump. And there you go. You do not need a drawbridge to continue, okay? But I'm also gonna go through the drawbridge properly, even on foot, just to trigger all the boulders and show you what the intended path is. But essentially, those series of jumps are the reason drawbridge key is purely optional. It just means you'll have to do it then without your scooter, which is fine, because you can just mount it after you get the key. Oh yeah, the Skidoo theme. It is happening. Okay, so first of all, there is a blind spot where there are no boulders, which I would recommend running into, and that's right here. Okay, so all the boulders have passed us by. Now, the boulders themselves have not yet broken the lake, okay? What will happen will be a particular scenery change once we cross a threshold over here, which I think is really cool. There we go. I'm so glad we got this on camera, so the scenery instantly changed. There is now a wall of snow and ice, preventing us to go back. And this can be tricky. How on earth are you supposed to overcome this huge abyss without a snow scooter? Well, just boring shimmying, essentially, okay? Just like this. So, whilst I love all achievements that make you traverse levels in an alternate way, and I love that in Venice, I really make an exception for that here in Tibetan Foothills. It's just taking the fun away, I think. Bloody eco-friendly achievement. Okay, so it wasn't the boulders themselves, it was crossing the threshold which triggered an explosion, which was supposed to be an avalanche, not an explosion, that finally removed the frozen lake and made the key over here accessible, okay? This is the hut key, and you need to be very careful when picking it up, because the moment you do, you'll be ambushed by essentially the most powerful of all of Bartoli's henchmen, who's an absolute badass, and we're gonna encounter that guy 3 times in this level, okay? But there is a strategy how we can avoid having him slaughter us almost instantly, but if you'll forgive me, I'd like to make a save here, because a lot can go wrong. Okay, and let's make a side flip and get our hands on M16. Well, that didn't work out. So, what's supposed to happen is that you're usually supposed to be safe on this corner over here, but I think I misjudged the angle. And there he is, the most powerful of all of Bartoli's henchmen. These guys have absolutely ridiculous amounts of health and armor, and they are driving a machine gun mounted snow scooter. I've never seen anything like that outside of Tomb Raider. It is absolutely cool, and yes, when you kill them you can absolutely mount it and claim your prize. However, you're not going to be able to get out of this area with it, because instead of having a turbo function as the red snow scooter, this one will shoot machine gun bullets instead, which is great fun, very powerful. However, it is slower as a result. Okay, so there's a trade-off to it, but if you do mount it, you'll hear the amazing song that's playing right now with the drums. Okay, normally you wouldn't, because we cannot mount it for the eco-friendly achievement, but I wanted to play it for you just so you'll get to experience it. Okay, so let me try this again. Now I'm gonna do it maybe this way. Maybe we don't need to pick up the key. Oh. Interesting. Can we hide here? Well, I guess that worked. So you don't need to pick up the key. You only need to step on the tile and give him a moment to come. And we took cover. Essentially, what my strategy was gonna be all about... Oops, no, sorry, this has me confused every single time. What my strategy was gonna be all about was to stand on the corner over here. This should make you invulnerable. The problem is that we jumped over here and that just ruined the whole strategy, okay? But apparently taking down a cover down here also worked somehow. Now, these guys never drop anything, although you could say they drop their own scooter, right? And like I said, if you mount it, you hear the amazing drum music playing. But... even if you wouldn't be playing the eco-friendly achievement, you should mount your red scooter and be on your way, or if you're on foot, like we are right now, this is the reason the devs have implemented this alternate path, so we still have a way to get back, okay? Because the jump we made across that crevice only works in one direction. It does not work in both of them, but there is a nifty little shortcut which allows us to reach that part of the level, okay? Maybe even the tile over there, let's see. But yeah, you cannot make a jump back from here to there, although you could always grab the ladder and repeat the path where we found the drawbridge key, okay? Let's see if this will work. Yay, nice, awesome. And again, we cannot make it over this ramp. You cannot even make it using the black snow scooter. Only the red one will work here, okay? So again, we're gonna have to take the low path, which is very familiar to us, but by now we picked up the grenades, the second secret, and we killed the snow leopards, so it's gonna be empty, devoid of life, but most importantly, safe, okay? Now, in case you're a bit disappointed that the fight with that snow scooter machine gun mounted henchman is over, don't worry, we'll end up facing, oh sorry, not 3 in this level, but 4 overall, so there's gonna be another one, and then there's gonna be arena with 2 of them, if you haven't had your fill. Which is one of the reasons why I think we'll need to pop in a med pack, because we're already down to less than half of our health, and literally these guys will just look at you and you're down. Those machine gun turrets, there's no verticality rule applied to them. If they're facing your general direction, no matter if you're above or below them, they're gonna hit you somehow with those, okay? It's rather unfair in that regard. And now we have to make the slow trek all the way to the hut on foot. Yeah, it was so much more fun to tackle the level without boat in Venice, because there, ditching the boat actually unlocked all sorts of shortcuts for you. Whereas Tibetan Foothills are just kind of the same, but longer and slower and less exciting. I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna make up for it to you guys when we'll tackle the time trial and the new game plus, okay? Because we'll be achievement free from this nonsense. Now, this is essentially one of the first gaps designed for a snow scooter that we overcame on foot. And the way here was actually much harder than the way back, okay? So this should be fairly easy. You can use the furthest most ledge and try and go for the lowest one on the other side, and that should be it, okay? Maybe you can even make a swan dive and survive, but I wasn't willing to test that. And now to avoid a nasty fall, I'm just gonna use the ramp over here. Awesome, let's go down a little, because there are actually really low, deep gaps that you might not expect here. As you might have also figured out by the time our snow scooter exploded for the first time when we didn't make the jump. Now, on your return journey here, you will also see a couple of snow leopards. Which, by the way, if you want to go back with a snow scooter, this step over here is a barrier which will prevent you from continuing. However, a couple of speedrunners have figured out a way in which you can use the slope here to give the snow scooter an elevation when hugging the ledge and somehow make it over here with it, okay? So if you're that skilled, this barrier will pose no problem for you, but I've never managed to pull it off. Oh, where did you come from? That was actually terrifying. Almost pooped my pants. On we go, Lara. Just one shot. 2, 3. Okay, whatever. We have the hotkey. I don't care anymore. And now we're gonna face one of this level's worst ambushes. And we'll need a grenade launcher for that. Yes, finally we'll get to use it. No explosive skill glitch to worry us. By the way, if you're not tackling the eco-friendly achievement, I can't recommend using the snow scooter, in fact, for the upcoming encounter. So, for me to make sense, let's first unlock the hut and see what's inside. There we go, M16, always welcome, we'll need it for the final chapter of the game, desperately so. Here we should get 2 small medpacks, wonderful. And over here some Uzi ammo, all incredibly useful. Now, the problem is, the moment we press this lever, the door over there is gonna open, releasing 3 of Bartoli's henchmen clustered together. If you want to save health, save ammo, be ready to mount the scooter immediately and just drive over them. It is the best way to overcome this. However, since we are eco-friendly now, we cannot do that. Also, if you're playing the original Tomb Raider 2 and you care about all the in-game statistic kills, you cannot do that because driving over enemies will not count in the original version. So, instead, we're gonna press the lever, get the grenade launcher ready, and wait for them, okay? And position yourself in a way where you can just hop back and hide behind cover here. That's gonna be very helpful. Okay, we pulled off 2 grenades. And thanks to some splash damage, we managed to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with that grenade. But honestly, I to this day have not figured out exactly how the splash damage works, okay? But look at our health, it's not great. And we still need to make it whilst fighting 3 more scooter-mounted Bartoli's henchmen, which is not good. Oh boy, I'm terrified of this, but let's see what will happen. M16 will be your friend here. The strategy in this arena, really, more than anything, is that the moment you cross this threshold, he will come from that direction, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump on this ramp, turn around, and then jump back and try to snipe the guy from relative safety, but like I said, their scooter-mounted machine gun turrets know no verticality. It doesn't matter how low they are, they will still be able to hit you if they're just facing your general direction, okay? This is hard, there is no way around it, and this is why I'm gonna make another save. Let's see. Okay, immediately roll. And roll again. Oh, we are alive? Interesting. Not for long, I imagine. Okay, the moment Lara releases her lock-on, that means that enemy is down. By the way, again, this is like a huge play park for scooters, but it's completely empty. There are no goodies over here. You can now mount the scooter again to face the other Bartoli's henchmen. I can't recommend this enough. It's gonna make that fight much easier, but again, in eco-friendly playthrough, we're not gonna get to do that, and somehow the Bartoli's henchman corpse has disappeared, but it doesn't really matter, because they never drop anything. Our health literally cannot be seen, okay? So if you're using a snow scooter, what you want to do is you want to get on this side of the slope and use it to get across, okay? It's the best way to do it. Now, since we have no such luck, what we need to do instead is to again shimmy across, and you can already make out a ladder. It's really not difficult, even in the original graphics, and the third and final secret of the level down there, okay? So I'm gonna show you our tried and true grab and drop method for descending ladders quickly and efficiently. There it is. Just when you reach the bottom, be ready to immediately side flip, okay? Now one boulder passes, but stay your course, because there's another one. It's a bit vicious like that. And there we go, all 3 secrets. More Uzi ammo, that's fine. Always happy about that. And again, this is a situation where it can be a bit tricky to grab it. If you really struggle with it, just get close to this wall, align Lara, and make a couple of side steps, right? Although even that can sort of change the angle ever so slightly. Now, I don't think I'm gonna make it through the rest of the level having taken damage from the snow scooter guy before. I mean, or I could always pop in a medpack. We'll see. I want to try it at least once to see what will happen and if we'll make it across. Because now we're gonna face an arena with 2 of these guys together on those snow scooters, shredding us to bits. Okay, and there isn't any 100% reliable blind spot at which they couldn't shoot you. There is a pretty good one that can minimize the damage you take, but I don't think I've ever managed to do this without taking any damage whatsoever, okay? It's just unfortunate that way, so immediately climb up here, this is the safest place, and get that M16 out, because there they are, all those vultures. Yep. All it takes is for them just to turn in your general direction, blink, and you are down, okay? So verticality be damned. Oh, it seems we managed to take one of them down at least. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna see you back at this spot. We'll see how determined I'll be to do this without using a medpack through all the mishaps we've been through. Okay, time for round 2. What you see on the screen is as much health as can be preserved at this point, given that the previous snow scooter guy did not deal any damage to us. However, will that be enough? I doubt it. Oh, is he just waiting there? I don't like that. Oh, he was still alive. Okay. But what are we gonna do about you? Oh. Okay. Would it be too much to hope he's gonna fall into the abyss? My friends, we actually pulled it off. This is incredible. But it's not over yet. There's gonna be yet another tough encounter, and well, I don't want to get my hopes up that we'll beat this level without a medpack. Let's see. Anyway, the idea and what I really recommend to do is to take these guys on with the black snow scooter from the previous encounter, okay? It's a huge park where you have a lot of space to play. I mean, the safest bet is to just rush them head on like a bull and just keep firing and stand your ground even with a snow scooter, but yeah. Another good thing is that those snow scooters actually have unlimited ammunition, so you'll end up saving that, which I think is really awesome. But anywho, this is sort of a final roadblock, another reason why you have to dismount your snow scooter, but once you get it out of the way, you can actually mount it again and get across, okay? So don't worry. However, there should be an ambush very soon. Can we move the block 1 square? No, we cannot, because this is... Oh, wait, we can. Do I want to do it? You know what? Let's do it. Hopefully we'll not be ambushed as we're pushing it. Oh, and there they come. And honestly, I kind of have no idea what to do here. Okay, okay. Just die. My heart is racing. Guys, there's one more enemy. And if we'll pull that off, we made it across this level without using a medpack despite those multiple mishaps. Okay, whew. My heart is racing. Now there's just one way to take care of this one. We actually did it? Have we killed all enemies and... Whoa, okay, this is kind of incredible. Now, the most fun way to end this level is to take your snow scooter and make it all the way into the pool of water. Don't worry, you'll survive the fall, and it is actually a lot of fun, okay? But I'm gonna show you a different way, since we're doing this on foot, and let's hope I will not mess it up. I'm probably also gonna use this as the sort of level end save, because I find it appropriate. So, let me save the Tibetan Foothills over here, and let's do 2 somersaults as we're swan diving into water. Yes! So this is another place outside of Lara's home's roof and the Great Wall of China where you can unlock both 2020 and 1020 achievements. By the way, the guy we sniped with the M16 does not drop anything. After all, we have all the goodies, but let me show you the statistics as we descend into this tunnel. Oh no! I did not show you the statistic. Well, here we see them anyway. There we go, and we've unlocked the eco-friendly achievement. So, we've beaten this level in half an hour, we picked up all 31 goodies, all 3 secrets, we killed all 33 enemies, and somehow, miraculously, we have not used a single medpack. I don't recommend this kind of challenge for this level, it's an absolute nightmare. And it all started with one of the first 3 eagles pushing us down and us making that huge fall. But we persevered and we did it, okay? We also unlocked these levels all for achievements, and we primed 8 icicles out of the total number which you'll see on the screen, which even I do not know yet at this point, but future Zelgadis will figure it out and put it on screen. So we did everything we could in Tibetan Foothills, we pulled it off, and I showed you the controls for the snow scooter, how to unlock its unique Tibetan Express achievement, and also how to tackle the whole level on foot, and we haven't used the medpack. Wow, I feel like I'm gonna need a break after this, but I'm not, because I'm gonna immediately start working on my most favorite level of the entire game, the Bakang Monastery, and it's a big one. It's gorgeous, it's everything a Tomb Raider level should be, and it's also gonna be a place where we're gonna fight not 1, but 2 armies. You have a lot to look forward to, so let me get cracking on that, but I would first like to thank my amazing patrons. Blangupel, Mick, Severin Drax, Marek Malec and Katie Danger, thank you guys so much for being my Winstons and for giving Lara a hot cup of chocolate. She needs it in these freezing Tibetan foothills. A special thank you goes to my caretaker Winston, Michael McConkey. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and also for mending and fixing and putting back together all of Lara's broken bones after her snow scooter stunts and shenanigans. Next, I would like to give a very special thanks to my veteran Winston, Andrea Pavilianiti. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, sir, and also for sabotaging all those scooter-mounted machine guns. Without your expertise, Lara would have been shredded to pieces by those things, but thanks to you, we managed to pull off, and without using a medpack. And finally, I would like to give a very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your generous support of my channel, for always being there in the comment section, and also thank you for all your singing and yodeling skills, due to which you have summoned multiple avalanches which cleared the path forward for Lara. Without your voice, we would never make it across those mountains of snow. And finally, thank you to everyone for watching and especially for your patience. Tibetan Foothills were an absolute monster of a video that took way longer than I ever expected to research, to practice and especially to edit, but I'm hoping that all that hard work has paid off. I'll let you be the judge of that. And in case you are looking to support me further, feel free to check out my Patreon. You can also become a free member, or if you will support me via a subscription, I will give you a shout out in each of my videos for becoming a Winston. What type of Winston you become is entirely up to you. All my videos on YouTube are ad-free because I want to keep the ads to minimum. For some countries that means you will not see any ads, for some unfortunately it means you will see an ad in the beginning, and who knows how that will change, but I myself cannot stand advertisements when I'm focusing on a video. and that's why I want to keep it to the minimum for all of my videos. I get no revenue whatsoever, and if you do decide to support me via Patreon, it will essentially allow me to spend more time making these videos, and it would kind of be a dream coming true. But even if you cannot afford to do that, just you dropping in and sharing a comment, letting me know if it helped you or if you see some areas for improvement, it means the world to me, so thank you. Now, I'm gonna start cracking down on my most favorite level of my most favorite Tomb Raider game, Bakang Monastery, and I really hope it's gonna show how much I love the level in the next video. You have a lot to look forward to. Happy raiding!